I mean, I guess I'll at least put on my Leafs jersey so this doesn't look exactly the same as the video I just posted 20 minutes ago. So, I just posted a video about what the Leafs did in free agency. Needless to say, it's gone out of date pretty quickly. Before we get to what just happened, I want to go back in time to October 13th, 2016. 12:27 a.m., the wee hours of the morning, right after the Leafs played their season opening game against the Ottawa Senators. A young Steve Dangle had some thoughts. Go ahead, Steve. Everyone around the league, I hope you were watching tonight. I hope you were watching when Austin Matthews scored goal 1, 2, 3, 4. I even hope you were watching when the Sens won it in overtime. Because you might as well laugh, you might as well joke, you might as well yuck it up for as long as you can. As for years to come, shots from Riley and Nylander and Marner and Matthews rain down on you like frogs and locusts. No more of the Leafs being the laughing stock. No more of the Leafs being that cute, oh, I just pity them so much I almost cheer for them team. The Leafs don't need your pity. They're about to go full biblical. And you can't go full biblical without signing a guy who was alive at the same time as Jesus. The Leafs get Patrick Marleau on a 3-year contract. Oh, the third year of that contract is so bad. Well, the thing about the third year of that contract is it's not going to be on the same line as Austin Matthews in 3 months. Dude, I just went through my video history. I made a video exactly a year ago today, July 2nd, 2016, and it's called Leafs Sign Roman Polak and Matt Martin. No, whatever will they do? Let's talk about it. Okay, Leafs signed Patrick Marleau to a 3-year contract worth $6.25 million per season. A lot of dough. Now let's get something out of the way real quick. What's the biggest concern with this deal? What is it? It's long. 3 years, too long. I headed into free agency yesterday going, you know what? The Leafs can sign whoever the hell they want as long as it's for 2 years. Like when the day began, there were all these crazy rumors. The Leafs are going to go out and get Patrick Marleau and Joe Thornton at the same time, which apparently Joe hasn't signed his contract like fully on paper, so you never know. But when the day began, I looked at the Leafs cap situation and I go, you know what? You can do whatever the hell you want for 2 years. Because the Leafs got to extend Connor Brown, we'll see how that is. The Leafs got to extend Zach Hyman, we'll see how that is. For the most part though, except for Marner and Matthews when they're up in 2 years, by the way, the Leafs core is locked in. Kadri's locked up. Riley is locked up. Zaitsev is locked up. Hey, I almost forgot Freddie Anderson in 4 more years. At the end of this upcoming season, they got to extend William Nylander. All right, you tighten up a little bit there, but there's still a lot of room. Now, you might look at the cap-friendly page and be like, what are you talking about? There's no room. In fact, right now on capfriendly.com, it says the Leafs projected cap space is $2.41 million over the cap. Well, a few things to consider. A, you can be a certain percentage over the cap in the summer. Oh, okay, well then who are they going to trade? They don't actually have to trade anybody. Nathan Horton makes $5.3 million and Joffrey Lupul makes $5.25 million. If both of those guys go on LTIR, and I don't really think it's an if, that is $10.5 million plus that is freed up. There might be a little wiggle room to the truth there, but the point is both Horton and Lupul will be on LTIR and free up a ton of cap space. Then at the end of the season, Lupul's gone. You don't have to worry about putting him on LTIR at all. The Leafs still have a cap hit for Tim Gleason this upcoming season, which a lot of people seem to forget, $1.3333 million, and Jared Cowan at $750,000. The two combine for about a $2.1 million cap hit. But at the end of the season, that comes off of the books. On defense, Marinson, Marchenko, and Connor Carrick are up. Connor Carrick is the only one I actually care about them re-signing. Then restricted free agents up front, not named William Nylander, Josh Levo and Nikita Soshnikov. Get a cheap deal done or bye-bye. Then Ben Smith is a UFA, Dominic Moore is a UFA, and Eric Fair, who makes $2 million, by the way, is a UFA. There's also the prospect of burying Fair in the minors. Then the guys you gotta make hard decisions on are Leo Komarov, Tyler Bozak, and JVR, who are UFAs. So as it stands right now, at the end of the season, not even talking about this season, at the end of the season, the Leafs will have $32 million in projected cap space, and to my knowledge, I don't think that includes the LTIR for Horton. So at the end of the season, they'll probably have a little bit of finagling to do, but I don't know if there'll be seismic shifts in the team. And one last thing, Steve, the third year. Oh, I know. Dude, like the whole contract is bonuses. Here's a nice one from Kevin McGran of the Toronto Star. $14.5 million of Marleau's $18.75 million is in signing bonuses. And sorry to creep on your conversation there, Ryan Fancy and Stat Sundin, but I thought this was a really good breakdown. So the Leafs will only owe Marleau $1.25 million at the start of his final season, is that correct? Yep, which means they'll probably trade him to a team that needs to hit the floor after they pay his bonus on July 1st. Sort of like what Chicago did with Marcus Kruger today. So Lou, Dubas, Hunter, whoever it happens to be, make sure you add John Chayka on Facebook if you haven't already. So why on earth did the Leafs sign Marleau to all that money and all that term? Well, because that's what you got to do in free agency if you're a team looking to win. And hot diggity damn, does it look like the Leafs are in it to win? We haven't even talked about Marleau this whole time. We've been talking about cap numbers and all that crazy garbage because of the salary cap, taking the fun out of it and adding fun to it because it's making it nerdy for nerdy people like, whatever, let's talk about Marleau and how awesome he is. Oh, Marleau's Hockey DB page is a thing of beauty. 1,493 NHL games, over 500 goals, over 1,000 points, and 120 points in 177 career playoff games. Yeah, but he's old. Yeah, well, his goals are young. Also worth mentioning, even though Marleau is old, he hasn't missed a game since the 08-09 season. It's incredible. We always praise Phil Kessel for his Iron Man streak that he had starting with his first game with the Leafs after coming off of shoulder surgery. Patrick Marleau has a longer Iron Man streak, and he's done it while older. And now the really fun part, and I mean the really fun part, where the hell does Marleau fit in the lineup? Nah, I don't want to put it like that. Who does Marleau get to torture other teams with? There are a few options, and I'll show you some of the lineups I saw on Twitter that I think make some sense, but I have some criticisms. Scott Wheeler says what a lot of people are saying. Marleau with Matthews and Nylander, JVR, Bozak, Marner, that's unchanged. Komarov, Kadri, Brown, that's unchanged. And then Matt Martin with Dominic Moore and Kasperi Kapanen. Zach Hyman and Josh Levo are the extras. Now, I know I've been beating this drum for a while, but one thing that is getting more and more apparent every single day is Nikita Soshnikov is not going to make next year's team. My one criticism of this lineup, yes, I can't picture a world where Mike Babcock would scratch Matt Martin. I don't know why, he just likes his toys. But there is no way that Zach Hyman, a player who the Leafs had glued to Austin Matthews for all 82 games last season, there's no way he's going to be a healthy scratch. I mean, possibly if things go south partway through the season, but there's no way it's going to start that way. Absolutely not. To be fair to Scott, I actually did tweet that at him, and he said, nope, they're not scratching Martin either. It means Komarov or JVR need to move. Now, I look at the lineup and I look at the cap situation and I go, you know what? You're probably right. I had a lot of people say, well, I guess JVR is gone. And that was my first thought too. And I even said it in the video that is now immediately out of date. And if you watched it, thank you very much. Congratulations. But the Leafs have already tried to move JVR this summer. But to me, you keep JVR because the reason you got Marleau is because you are trying to win this thing. Imagine the havoc that JVR, Bozak, and Marner could wreak on other teams while their top units are worrying about Matthews with Marleau and Nylander. I almost couldn't say it. Now, this from Justin Fisher I like. Marleau, Matthews, Nylander, JVR, Bozak, Marner, Komarov, Kadri, Brown, so nothing changes except for Hyman with Dominic Moore and Kasperi Kapanen. What a firecracker of a fourth line. Now, I definitely acknowledge that last year's team needed Matt Martin. Maybe not necessarily on the ice, but for his leadership. He really helped along a young group. However, oh my God, is that lineup magically delicious. And I am excited for this season. I'm not convinced this is the season to go for it, but I guess we'll find out after the trade deadline. It's the season after. Look at this from Mike Augello. And I'll be the first one to suggest that the Leafs will go all out for Thornton next July. Bozak UFA opens up $4.2 million. Jumbo Joe signed 1 year. Yup. Look, in the NHL, in any professional sport, something can happen and screw up your entire season. Look at the Tampa Bay Lightning last season. They should have won the cup. Not been a contender, should have won the cup. Didn't even make the playoffs. So can this Marleau deal go sideways? Sure. But in hockey, in professional sports, there are no guarantees. There are only the shots that you take. The Leafs just took one hell of a shot. And let me throw this out there. Just throwing it out there. Haven't heard this, just throwing it out there. What if Patrick Marleau is the transitional captain? Or let me throw this out there. They made the playoffs last year. You don't need a freaking captain. Who cares? Yippee-ki-yay! Sorry. I'm very excited. I'm not sorry at all. So, what do you think of this move? Do you think it will create more moves, and what moves will it create? How do you think the lineup will shake out, and who do you think Patrick Marleau's line mates will be? And who will Marleau pass the cup to first? You can answer all those questions in the comment box down below. Thank you so much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends about this video and the one that came before it, because there was a bunch of useful details in that one before. And it was 16 minutes, over 60 minutes. Holy smokes, how much content, hashtag content are you getting today? The Leafs have Patrick Marleau! Are you ready for this? I am so ready for this! A lifetime of ready for this!